guys, welcome back to my channel. So I am here for an April TBR video. Will I ever upload these on the first of the month? No. And will I ever stick to these? Also probably not. But I'm already in the middle of some reading things, so I can at least tell you about those and the direction I would like to take my reading plans. Will I stick to it? Probably not. But one book that I'm dying to talk to you guys about, I think I'm gonna film a reading vlog. I've already started it because I had no chill. I got approved for an arc of Babble by R.F. Kuang, and I about peed my pants. I did a victory lap around the house, and then I calmed down and I sat down and I read the first 2 chapters, and then I had to go to work, and it was rough. Babble, aside from Crescent City 2, was my most anticipated release of the year. It comes out in September, and I saw that they were starting to send out very limited physical arcs, but the arcs were available on NetGalley, so I just requested it. I literally have been working so hard on NetGalley to maintain a good percentage on there, like a good score to have, specifically so that I could request Babble if it ever got uploaded on there. And I did, and I got it, and I died. So I'm already reading that. I might do a reading vlog, but it's kind of hard to do a reading vlog over an arc, especially like a far out release arc, so it's just gonna be a lot of me like squealing and probably crying and probably throwing my Kindle across the room without being able to tell you what's happening. Does that sound appealing to you? I don't know. It might happen though, because this is my most anticipated release of the year. I'm dying. That is all. Should I even tell you what it's about? It's the author of The Poppy War. It is completely unrelated to that series. It is historical Oxford, dark academia, with some twists, I think. It's going to be a very big conversation on racial injustice and representation in the Ivy Leagues, in historical Ivy Leagues, I think. And I want to say there's some magical stuff in it, but I don't know yet. But I read the first chapter actually a while ago because Harper had like a sampler thing where they released the first chapters of like all of their biggest releases of the year, Harper Voyager, which is their SFF branch imprint. So I read the first chapter a while ago, and it's a doozy. It's very on brand for R.F. Kuang. Like, the scene opens with a like sick, impoverished boy sleeping next to the body of his dead mother. And I was like, oh, okay, we're jumping right in the deep end with her new book. So as far as I know, this is a standalone. That's all I got for you. I'm dying. I'm so excited. It's gonna be a great experience. So that's obviously on the docket for April. Next is the book club book, which I am forcing everybody to read this series, whether they like it or not. So if you would like to read along with me, this is a reread. This whole series is gonna be a reread for me. But I'm living my best reread life this year. Ruthless Creatures by J.T. Gessinger is book 1 of the Queens and Monsters series, which is so far 3 books. The 4th book is coming out later this year, of standalone mafia romances that are unlike anything I've ever read. They shot up to like my top recommendation list of romance books. They are just so good. If you're looking to get into very slight dark romance, like nothing too doom and gloom and not too much like violence or like just heavy dark themes, this is still a very like lighthearted romance with the backdrop of the Bratva, the Russian mob, you know? So, I adore the series. I adore book 2 even more than book 1, so if you would like to pick up the series, this is a good excuse to do it. My Patreon is linked down below. We have a Discord where everybody chats about that book every month, so this is gonna be reread in April for me as well. And next is the only other, like, guaranteed thing that I'm getting to. So, as of this morning, I finished my reread of the Throne of Glass series. I haven't touched Throne of Glass since Kingdom of Ash was published in 2018, so it's been a solid 4 years, and I revisited the world. I reread the entire thing in, like, under 2 weeks. I am emotionally traumatized. If you guys have read that series and read the end of Kingdom of Ash, it is emotionally draining. So I finished that this morning, waited a couple hours, put a whole bunch of concealer on, and now I'm filming. But I'm doing an entire Sarah J. Maas reread of everything she's ever written, much like a lot of the world is doing right now. So I finished Throne of Glass. I've got thoughts. I will make a full spoilery SJM theories video part 2 coming up soon, which means I am jumping into ACOTAR. Like, that's so hard for me to do. But in all actuality, I'm actually reading A Court of Thorns and Roses again for the first time since that book came out. Yeah, so as much as I love the series, as you guys can see, I literally have a million copies of it on my shelves. I have only read the first book one time. One time. When I do my rereads, I start with Mist and Fury every single time because nobody cares about book one, okay? Book one can burn in the hot dumpster fire that it is. So I'm doing it though, and I'm kind of excited because it's been so long since I've read that, because I read ACOTAR right before Mist and Fury came out. So whenever that was, probably 2016-ish, around there, 2015, 2016 was when I read that. And then once you hit Mist and Fury, you don't look back. So I'm looking back, and I'm gonna be intrigued. Just because it's been so long since I've read it, it won't feel like a reread to me. So that's happening. So once I hit Mist and Fury though, we're cruising. I will probably finish all of the ACOTAR series in like a week. And then we're moving into Crescent City again, which I'm kind of dreading. I don't feel like Crescent City has as much reread value as her first two series does, but we're committed at this point, so that's a guaranteed read. I already re-downloaded the audiobook of ACOTAR, which apparently I never actually listened to, so that's going to be interesting to listen to for the first time because I read it physically the first time. So those are all right at the top of my Audible account, ready to go for tonight. So moral of the story, my April is already set up to be fantastic, whether I read anything else other than those things I talked about or not, because Babble is guaranteed to be a 5-star read for me. I might be hyping it up a little bit too much for myself, but I've got faith. Ruthless Creatures, that whole series as a reread, I adore it. That's going to be my palate cleanser, I think, between the heavier stuff. And then ACOTAR. What could go wrong? Absolutely nothing. So from there, I have a bunch of stuff downloaded on my Kindle. I have a bunch of books that I'm technically in the middle of that I put on hold when me and my friend Abby started our Throne of Glass reread, because again, once you buckle into a Saturday Mass series, you don't get off the ride until it's over. So going back to my Kindle, I've got stuff that I'm in the middle of. So I technically started the Mara Quinn series by Ashley N. Rostick, who is the author of the Witsec series, which I love. And I believe the Mara Quinn series is completing this year. The first 2 books and a novella are out for that. And the 3rd book, I believe, is supposed to come out this year. And then the 3rd book of the Witsec series is also coming out this year, but it turns out that's not going to be a trilogy. It's going to be 4 books, which is, it's going to kill me. But I wanted to reread her backlist stuff. So book 1 is Embrace the Darkness? Yeah, Embrace the Darkness. So I'm in the middle of that. That's what I was in the middle of when we were just like Throne of Glass time. Cool. So I'm working on that. That is another mafia romance. It's a lot heavier than Ruthless Creatures. And I'm loving it. Her writing is just as addicting as the Witsec series is, so I will recommend that based off of the first 50% of book 1. So we'll work on that. I really want to get to Between Wrath and Mercy by Jess Wisecup. That's a book that I've seen floating around. It's a very thick fantasy romance that a lot of people are reading and recommending right now. What else do I have? Little Fire by, is that Holly? Holly Mans? I want to say it's Holly. The check mark is blocking the first letter. I've heard good stuff about that series, so that's exciting. Lady of Darkness by Melissa K. Rochrich. Is that what that says? Rockrick. That's one. Can you tell that I don't have my glasses on and I can't see anything? What else do I have? I'm not sure, but basically, I've got a lot of stuff on my Kindle that I would like to get to. I really want to read the Wildflower duet that's out by Michaela Smeltzer, I want to say. Michaelia? Is that how you say it? I'm trying to picture the name now. It's really pretty covers with all the flowers on it, and I believe it's an age gap romance, and it's a duet, and I believe book 2 is releasing this week, so I want to read that. I've seen really good things about that. But basically I'm living in fantasy romance world right now, and it's going great for me. So that's basically where I'm gonna hover, I think. I've got a bunch that I got during the Audible sale last month, so whenever I finish my ACOTAR and Crescent City rereads, I'll figure out what I want to get into next, because I have other books that have like similar vibes to that I've been wanting to try, so I have a feeling I'm going to try and find anything that's similar. So that's what I'm going to be reading for the foreseeable future. Moral of the story, if you guys would like me to do a reading vlog for Babble, let me know, because I might do it anyway. Ruthless Creatures with my book club, and then ACOTAR. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be good times. It's gonna be good times. Maybe I will do a reading vlog. No, probably not a reading vlog, but I'm gonna do a second, like a part 2 of SJM theories, because now I've got a lot. I've been tabbing up a storm. I've got a lot coming. So that's the plan. Hope you guys are excited. Hope you guys have good reading plans for April as well, and I will see you in my next video.